Yo, welcome back, everybody. What's up, Rick? How you doing, man?
I am good. It's good to be back. How about
It's
you?
good, man. It's good to see you back, man. You were missed.
You're
I'm
making
doing
me
well
blush.
though. Exactly. So yeah, man. So episode 18, man. WandaVision is definitely on everyone's lips. Really good things that are happening, man. I'm excited. How about you?
I just can't wait, man. I wish it was kind of like Netflix, but they just put everything out at the same time because that's one of the benefits of being able to, stream everything all in one shot.
Now I feel you on that, but I feel like what they've done is
Mhm.
even better.
Really?
Yeah, because you're basically creating hype.
Yeah.
Like basically, we'll talk about that. All right, yo, media chop up episode 18 starts. Ahora. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Media Chop Up. My name is Serge, aka Sergerilla, and I'm joined by my brother Rick.
What's going on, man? Welcome, everybody. If you love movies as much as we do, this is where you want to be, man. Today, we're supposed to be having a special guest. He should be on at some point today. Well, I'll let you know when he joins. He'll join. So hopefully, we'll see him soon.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, so much has been happening on WandaVision. Right now, we are on episode 7. It just passed. We have two more episodes left. That whole it's boring type, I don't understand this nonsense is out the window. Shit is
Right.
happening. You know,
Cat's out the bag.
the cat is literally out of the bag, and things are getting juicy, man. So it's pretty cool, man. I'll start off by saying, man, the popularity for this show has been just through the roof, and it's more than I ever expected. Okay, this whole WandaVision plan has basically, I think, in my opinion, it surpassed what I ever thought it could be, because this is a show that's released every Friday on Disney Plus, right? Obviously, this is the avenue they decide to go, right?
Right.
When they release this episode at midnight or whatever time they release it, early in the morning, so many people, the fans, united like Voltron, that they came together. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. They united like the Avengers, right?
I like that.
They came together, and basically it crashed. So nobody was able to watch it for a little while, and,
Like
and
good
that's
20 minutes.
that speaks volumes, bro. Like like wow, during this COVID epidemic at freaking midnight, people are waiting for the next episode, and it's like it's not even. I feel like it's the art of tickling your brain and making you think, and you have to do research. Man, this WandaVision is definitely taking it to a whole nother level. Am I wrong? Do you feel that way?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the fans are there. Marvel has their fan base, man. They're excited for anything that Marvel puts out, man. They can put on a piece of poop on a silver screen, and people are gonna watch it until Marvel fails, man. They have a solid fan base. People are gonna show up in droves.
It's not even just that. They absolutely always have a fan base. Look at Comic Con. Look at everything all around the world. People show up in droves. But WandaVision has been able, and tell me if I'm wrong, has been able to tap into a market of people that is a casual fan and even a complete newbie. It's like Julia is a complete newbie, and she's excited, bro. She's like, explain that to me. She's doing research. We're having deep conversations in the car. It's actually doing what it's supposed to do. It's stirring up curiosity. It's causing you to research stuff you would have never researched before. That's in my eyes, that's victory. You know,
Right.
and 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 it looks like it's just going up, 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 man. They're definitely building. Also, just kind of just like the MCU has decided with this show to stay true to the comics, but they might detour a little bit. So don't expect an exact replica of what you have read in the comics. You can absolutely read the comics for research and try to use that as leverage and guesstimating what's going to happen. But kind of like The Walking Dead. Walking Dead was a comic book that you have the show. They diverted a little bit, and it doesn't, in my eyes, it doesn't make it any, it doesn't taint it as
Right.
long as they don't divert too much. But
Yeah. The
I
truth
think
is the storytelling is good. People are gonna listen.
absolutely,
We're gonna
absolutely
watch.
agreed, man. So WandaVision, man. is definitely surpassing my expectations. And man, I'm excited, man. This last episode left me freaking cliffhanger, man. And I mentioned it last week and I think the week before. I said, "Am I the only one watching to the very end of the credits and then there's nothing there?" So guess what? I was like a dummy, not like a dummy, but like I did it again, and I waited to the end of the credits because I was like, "That's it," and they gave you a little tidbit, and that's what they should do. And
Right.
I mean, then again, this was the first episode where they lengthened it out because everything else was like 26 minutes. I think now this is an hour.
Nah, it
So
wasn't, man. I was expecting this to be an hour. It was 37 minutes.
was it 37 minutes?
Yeah, man.
Or someone wrote, let's see, that's true. I wasn't familiar with WandaVision story prior to the show, and I'm hooked. Yeah, it speaks volumes. Thank you, Mommy Flo. But I think they're doing a really good job, and it's not just about product placement. It's not just about having good characters that people are attached to. The the levels of this show go so beyond just an episode that you have to watch it over again after you do your research, and you see so many different things. They have Easter eggs, man. This is like a gift that keeps giving, bro. You keep watching stuff and you're like, wow, that was deep. It goes beyond that. The freaking clothing, the background. You have to be watching stuff constantly and just remembering stuff. I think you should watch the show with a damn notepad so you can write stuff because there's
Right.
so many big things that you can notice. And like, like for example, I'll give you a quick little snippet. There was a license plate during the episode, and it had these
Oh,
numbers on top. And
yep.
what were those numbers? The numbers were the birth date of the late great Stan
Stanley.
Lee.
Yep.
It's pretty cool, man. They're putting a lot of thought into this, and this type of thought that you would see in a movie, people would appreciate. Why I appreciate it just as much in this show. You know.
Right.
So man, so the sky's the limit, man. Let's keep it moving. Uh, let's talk about our first category, which is Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so I mean, her character is very interesting to me. Obviously, let me pull her up real quick. Um, she was an agent, and basically she kept going in and out of the hex, and they
Yeah.
told her don't go back in there because your genetics are changing. And she says I don't care. And what did she do? She went back in epic fashion, and she showed up there with superpowers, bro.
Yep.
It was pretty epic. So like that was exciting, bro. I was just like, whoa, you
Even
know.
made the traditional superhero landing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty cool. When I fall, I make sure I fall like that. You know that, right?
I know now. I'll
If
make
I
sure to
fall
pay
heavy,
attention for next time.
fall graceful like this. If I have the
Egg has to
opportunity,
drop.
I
Egg
might,
has
I
to-
might,
let's go.
I might be upside down when I do that. But, but yeah, man, it was pretty epic. Her story, man. Um, she basically decides to go back in the hex. She gets a vehicle that's supposed to be like super armored to be able to allow her to go and protect her while she's in there. She gets the spacesuit and she drives through that shit. And the hex is like, nah, bitch, nah, yeah, I'm not letting this in. And it was like grinding it, and it was intense.
Yeah.
And eventually, he started eating up the vehicle, and she
I was
had to get
changing
out.
it. It was changing the genetic code of the vehicle, I guess. The maker
It
when it came
was
out, it was like a truck. Half of it was like a pickup truck.
a retro truck. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting to see. So she decided, you know what, I'm going in, and she took off her helmet and she forced herself in. And in
Right.
that sequence when she went in and you heard all the voices and she was like in a warp and stuff like that, that was interesting. And if you have time, you go back and you actually do some research. There's certain voices that you heard there that have a history. So you can do your research with that. Definitely check that out.
Yeah.
When she went in there, she was able to see things like this. She was
She
able
thought
to
she was
see,
Neo.
yeah, it looks like real. Like so, like again, I am not a die-hard fan. I'm a big fan. I'm a casual. I'm doing a lot of research. But is she going to be full time?
I think so.
Okay, so
One of the many aliases she uses in the comic books, Captain
okay,
Marvel being one of them.
yes. which is a little confusing to me because there's another Captain Marvel. Yes.
There's so many different Captain Marvels in here. The original was a guy, then there's a girl, then there's Miss Marvel, then there's this one. Then there's so many different ones.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was doing some research and it was confusing me, but that makes sense now that you say that. So yeah, so very interesting. And what are her superpowers? Because there was a face off between her and Wanda, and she was like, "I'm not scared of you."
Now the
And
funny part was that Wanda tried to smash her ass on the ground and she resisted. She lifted her up into the air and then she tried to destroy her.
uh,
And that's what she was like baffled. Like, wait, she didn't smash, you know? She resisted that shit. That was dope. That's when Wanda was like,
yeah,
wait, hold up.
yeah,
She's not a
definitely.
regular human.
And it definitely like it was intense. It was, and she was just basically trying to convince her, like, listen, yeah, you saw that I'm part of Sword, but I'm not about that. I didn't try to trick you. Everything I said to you was completely true. I have your, I have your best interests at heart. And on top of that, she's basically telling you they're trying to make you the bad guy. I'm not. So don't
Right.
give them any ammunition, right?
Mhm.
So it's intense, man. I mean, she had a big part of this episode, and it ended, and we'll talk about it later with a cliffhanger with her. But I'm very very curious. So what powers does she possess?
That's a good one. I can actually look that up real quick. But while I do, want to talk about how shit. Like, I wonder if she's gonna get a uniform by the time the series is over.
What kind of uniform?
I don't know, a superhero uniform like everybody else gets in the MCU.
Okay, no, I thought you were going to describe it or something. I don't know.
No, I just wonder if she's gonna get one,
I'm a,
like an
I'm a,
actual
I'm a,
full fledged uniform.
of course she is because other people are starting to show their uniforms and their true colors, and that was interesting. But I tell you right now, when she made that superhero drop like that, it looks like Superman there when he drops down.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. That's the yo. Deadpool makes fun of that, man. It's a superhero landing, superhero landing. Everybody does it.
Absolutely, and it's epic, and it gives you that feeling. It obviously did a good job in ingraining that in our brains.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man. I mean, listen, man. It's also in Captain Marvel the movie before this, she was played by a little girl, so they were planting the seeds early for her coming into WandaVision and so on and so on. Monica Rambeau. Um, But yeah, they're gonna make references to that, and man, it's amazing how all these movies are connected, and these movies have been coming. We've been watching these movies for years, and we've been admiring them and talking about them. But now that they're connecting them, they give you so much more to think about. It's
Oh
not
wow.
just it's not just about Hulk smash or these guys coming together or these guys facing each other. It's about the ties. It's about the relationships. It's about who's loyal to who. It's all this stuff, man. Whose powers and so on and so on. It's pretty cool, man. I'm
Yeah,
I'm a
so
big, I'm a big fan.
yeah, so I went on to the Wikipedias, the Googles and stuff, and her powers are pretty her damn powers are interesting if I'm understanding them correctly. I'll just read off some of them right now, right? It says that she can transform herself into any form of energy within the electromagnetic spectrum. Among the many energy forms she has assumed is able to consume are cosmic rays, gamma rays, aka Hulk, X-rays, ultraviolet radiation, visible light, electricity, infrared radiation, microwaves, radio waves, and neutrons. By assuming an energy form, she gains all of that energy's properties. So that's
Okay,
interesting.
so her powers can change depending on the source.
If I'm understanding that correctly, if I'm reading it correctly and getting a firm understanding of how they describing it, yeah. So it could be
Okay.
interesting because I could imagine she might absorb some of Wanda's powers. Is I'm thinking it sounds like she's kind of like Rogue. You know how Rogue touches somebody, she gains their power, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But like within the energy source, energy field. I could be wrong.
Listen, man. This show they got people talking about being that and I spoke about this last episode about Marvel buying rights back to X-Men and finding a way to connect them, and then when they added Wanda's brother,
Mhm.
who's from the X-Men series, people started basically buzzing about that. Oh, they're gonna connect this or that. Who knows? Honestly, there's so many options that they can do. They can just fuck with us all they want. But the truth of the matter is, how many episodes can they squeeze it in without making it feel forced?
Nah, it does. I feel like there's 2 episodes left, and I feel like they could use so many more episodes. I don't think that
No, no,
it
no.
doesn't feel
I'm not
forced.
talking about just 2 episodes. I'm talking about in general. There's so many storylines that they can venture down, right?
Right,
If they want to bring in the X-Men into some story into this world, they're obviously leaning towards bringing somebody else in, right?
right.
It's going to be epic towards the end, right? Who they bring in, how they connect it. I already know what. I'm pretty sure I already know where they're going with this,
I think
but
we all do. Yeah.
yeah, and it's cool because they can still. There's so many variations of things that they can spice it up. However, but there's no way to venture down all these paths. So they have to do their research. They have to pick which avenue they're going to go down, and on top of that, they got to kind of plan everything out with that, uh, contract wise, financial wise. Being that they're buying back the rights, right?
Right.
Like I'll tell you one thing. Side note, one thing I love Deadpool.
Yeah.
I hate. I don't like who's around him. It was boring.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
he
that has to do with the budget and the fact that
That's my
it
point.
was.
That's my
Yeah.
point. So you have the budget. The budget can hinder you. He's funny enough where he can carry the movie, but it would be so much more better if they
But
had the budget and
of the
included it,
MC.
right?
Absolutely. For
So,
sure.
so listen. I got to research that. What's the budget for this show? And
Because they killing it, man. They killing it.
I want to see what's the regular budget for a regular Marvel movie and compare this. There's a bunch of episodes. CGI is involved, and you don't want it to be too cheesy, right?
Right.
No.
Absolutely not.
Did you watch The Shield on what network was that on? Fox?
The Shield.
Uh, you know, um, it was another Marvel show on regular TV.
Oh, Shield.
Yeah, Shield. Excuse me.
Right. I've never watched it actually.
Okay. So I know people who watched it, and certain people are fans, and it's cool because they make references to these shows that I've never seen, right? So
Right.
obviously they all tie in, but I'm for me to watch something on regular TV, it has to be done well and it has to be done right because of all the restrictions they have, what they can say, what they can do, what they can't do on regular TV. It's not the story may not be as good to me. You know, on on
Right.
on an app, on an avenue like Netflix, on an avenue like Amazon, in a movie, they can be, even depending on what the audience is. Usually it's PG-13, right? But
Yeah. Usually.
but they're restricted to what those constraints of PG-13, but they have the budget to go above and beyond to wow you, right? But
Mhm.
regular TV can limit you so much. I depending on the story,
Right.
that to me it's not worth watching. So I never felt drawn to watch Shield, but I keep running into references to it,
Right.
you know. But let's move on. All right. So next up, we're gonna talk about Darcy.
What about Darcy?
You
Huh?
know, I hear Darcy. I think of Marcy Darcy from Married with Children. But
All I can think about is two broke itches.
yeah,
Loving
I
that
never
show.
watched that show, bro. You watched that show?
I've catched it from time to time, but yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
All right. So when I saw her on the show, I was surprised. Number one, right? Here's Marcy
Mhm.
right here. She was like the computer geek that was helping them.
Scientist for
Where
sure.
yeah, where basically the sword members had no idea, and she was like finding out about frequencies and all these different things, right? And she's super sarcastic, which I enjoy. But she, with the with I'm so sorry. I was supposed to give before I mentioned this. I didn't give the what's it called, the brief summary of episode 6. So quickly put,
Oh, okay.
Vision is becoming more and more critically curious of what's happening in this world. He's noticing more and more. Obviously, Wanda has been manipulating things so stuff is hidden from him, and she's been rewinding time. But ultimately, he's getting a sense of what's happening, right? So
Yeah.
for this Halloween episode, the prior episode, episode 6, he says, "Hey, I'm not going to take the kids out trick or treating. I'm actually going to work for what is it called, the neighborhood watch, and he
Oh,
I'm
right,
gonna
right.
I'm gonna keep things safe." But he was
Mhm.
really um
Investigating.
investigating things, and he was looking at he was because someone said, "Hey, where are all the kids? Besides our kids, where are all the kids in the neighborhood?" So
Mhm.
it was Halloween, obviously, right?
Right.
So tell Shade later, right?
That wasn't
So
him. Go,
so
get.
he comes across a woman and the kids get frozen, and he's like, "What's this about?" And then he started realizing boundaries, which he didn't know were boundaries, but he kept going down, and then eventually he made it out of the hex, and he started breaking apart,
Yeah,
and
that's what I was saying. Did he? Did he really make it out the hex?
yeah, so
Technically, I
like,
mean, yeah.
so it looked like he was dying, right? He looked like he was dying. He had a
Yeah.
moment with Darcy. Darcy was outside; she was handcuffed, and he was like, "Help! Help!" Instead of saying "Help me," help the people inside there. There's something happening, right?
Right.
And you see pieces of him breaking off and going right back into the hex, like almost like he cannot exist outside the hex, which is a conversation for later. So
Right.
Wanda got word from one of her children who have the ability to sense certain things. I don't know the storyline behind that, but we'll talk about that. And she basically, to save him with her powers, expanded the hex, and as a result, it ate up a bunch of sword agents and sword trucks and sword, their base, and it
Right.
took it into their world. So they expanded the hex perimeter, and basically he was safe inside the perimeter, so he didn't die. And then as things came into the hex, it changed it. So you have vehicles and bases that turn into a circus.
Right.
You see a circus tent, and a lot of these agents turn into circus I don't know,
Employees.
employees, the entertainment. It was
they ba-
interesting.
they're basically
So
trying to say
Marcy,
that sword is a joke.
maybe there are a bunch of subliminals in this show, but
Yeah.
Marcy, right here, I mean Marcy,
Dar-
Darcy, Darcy, Darcy was actually pulled in because she was actually handcuffed at the time,
right.
and she got pulled in, and she stayed as herself. But once you're in the hex, you can't think the way you would normally think outside the hex. You're controlled, right?
Right.
Get that everything's great. So I'm curious what her purpose and her role will play inside of the hex. You have any ideas?
Well, I don't know what her overall purpose is, but she's a very valuable piece of intel because she worked under one of the smartest people in the Marvel universe, which is Jane Foster. She was a scientist, and remember, she was her protege when she was working with Jane Foster in Thor in the first Thor movies.
Hmm.
So she's
Okay.
very, very, very smart.
Yes, yes, yes. So I mean, how about this?
Mhm.
Will her genetics be changed like Monica's?
Nah, she it happened to Monica because she's been there a couple of times, so it was a few
Few
times to
times.
her. Yeah. So I
Okay.
wonder if that I wonder if that's a unique situation, or if everyone goes in and out of the hex, will they receive some kind of alteration where it benefits them? They receive some kind of powers.
And so many people make references to the X-Men and the mutants, and how somehow this makes open a door for people with abilities, right? Because of the hex or whatever the case may be.
You think they're gonna say that she gave birth to mutants? I guess that'd be interesting.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean,
I hope
that's
not. I don't like
that's
that story.
yeah. I don't like it either. But
Uh,
the 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 beauty of it is that they they can decide which route they go, right?
yeah, yeah.
As a fan, you have to follow along, bro. This is a fun comic book that we're fucking watching. That's what it is,
Hell yeah.
you know. So I mean, pretty cool. Did you catch the theme of this episode? So
Theme.
so the last episode, I'll go over it really quick. I have it here somewhere. Um,
What do you mean, like
the,
what they copy in as far as like the show is
each
concerned?
episode was a different theme. For example,
Oh yes,
50th
yes, yes.
theme. This is the 50s theme. This is the 60s theme. Each one is copying a show, right?
This one was like The
And
Office.
this is this was The Office, and what else?
Um, shit, I know The Office for sure because the beat was very very familiar and the way
So
they set up everything.
as soon as I saw this and I saw the interviews, I thought of it. I
Yeah.
thought of it right away. I'm looking for it. Hold on, right here. Bow. Modern Family. Yo,
Yep.
I was waiting for Sofia Vergara to show up out of nowhere with an accent.
I can't take her voice. She talking like this and it gets me so upset. I don't know why she talk like that.
Yo, you have a horrible accent.
But that's how she do it. She talking with a very thick accent. You don't
Yeah,
know
she
what
does.
she's
But
saying.
her accent is way better than yours. But I enjoy hearing yours. But you see a lot of interviews where they're sitting on a sofa, and you could tell by the decor automatically. I picked that up and everything. But this is exactly indicative of them mimicking Modern Family. As one of their influences, which is cool.
And as always, John is on point with this stuff, man. I thought I stumped him with the whole
Thank you, John.
yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Modern Family. I knew I wasn't the only one, but so absolutely. What was it? Just check it out. So yeah, man. Let's move on. Let me switch this off. So the next person we're going to talk about is Pietro. Okay, and
Pietro.
so while I look up his picture, why don't you tell me what you think is going on with Pietro?
I mean, now what I think, what I know is obviously that Agnetha, she's a creation. I don't think he's real at all. Just like most of the people inside the hex are based on real people. I'm not sure whether they are the part about it that's curious is are they actually alive or are some of them actually dead?
Yeah, I'll touch on
Right,
that a little bit later. Yeah.
and then some of them are actually, I think, just creations of her own that don't actually exist. And I
Hmm.
think Pietro is one of those things because I think she's pulling people from different universes also. So that
Hmm.
might be interesting.
Okay. I mean, hey, do you remember when I spoke about? Hold on, and it's still yet to be proven. But like when you had the wall of people
Right.
that they were saying that these people were dead for the most
They
part.
just say they were dead. They said these
No,
are the people that are inside the hex.
inside the hex. But the people inside the hex, why are they inside the hex? Are they missing? Are they, like, are these the people who died?
I don't think so.
See, that's the thing. There's a connection. We'll
Mhm.
get to that connection. Just watch these episodes. I'll touch on it a little bit later. But so Pietro is interesting to me. He obviously wasn't speaking like everyone else. He was, he
He's
was,
aware.
he's very aware. He says shit that can piss her off, and
Right.
she's reacted to him. Like he'll stuff that other people aren't supposed to know. Oh, like he said, when it was Halloween, he said to her, "Oh, I guess can Vision die again?"
Oh, she
Basically,
got pissed off.
she was pissed, like so she freaking body slammed him with her powers, and the point is that he's being controlled by someone or something beyond Wanda, right?
Right.
Wanda gave this whole vibe for the last few episodes of obviously showing that she's losing control. She's
But
a
she
little
doesn't know
bit.
why.
She doesn't know why. She's very confused and a little ditzy. And let's see what else. And now they poked at the feeling of her being depressed. Right?
Right.
You got that? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's anybody who's suffering from a loss. They go through different types of depression, and I guess this is her way of coping or not coping with the death of Vision.
Ultimately, listen, things have changed inside the hex. It's gotten bigger. It's a lot more powers that are needed to basically keep this machine going. So she's constantly using her powers. She's constantly trying to keep things perfect and keep Vision safe, right?
Hmm.
But you can tell she's losing touch and control, you know,
Right.
so Pietro, when he came, I was suspicious of him the whole time. Now I didn't think he was the villain, but
Hmm.
he's a part of it. Let's see what we got. They live in the town. The town is real. and they are trapped in the hex. When Monica got the first the
The town
town,
sign was up. Remember, it said
yeah,
Westville. Like, yeah, so it's an
absolutely.
actual town. So I guess what she's trying to say, which I agree, is that Westville is just where Wanda created the hex. But I guess when she created it, I guess what she's trying to say that people who were living in there got trapped in the hex.
Yeah.
That's the theory
Yeah.
she's gone with. Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate that.
Hey, what's up, Nat? Definitely. We just got to see where they go with it,
Right.
ultimately. But so in my notes I wrote, is he real and is he being controlled? And it's pretty obvious. And we
Right.
got the answer for that at the end. That Agatha, let me see, I have the thing here somewhere. Agatha is obviously controlling him, right?
Hmm.
Which I'll bring up some other things with that. But I'm looking for the image. Hold
Yeah, it's kind of like this straw that I have here. Is it real? Is it real?
on.
Or does it really exist?
Bro,
See?
it's not real because Waka Waka.
Is
I
it
think
real?
you planned that out.
Or isn't it? I'm just saying.
That's not a real straw, bro.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. So obviously on the show, towards the end, Agatha, uh, she gave it up that I'll get more into details of that she's controlling him, right? She's
Right.
controlling Pietro, and she's using him to get what she wants. The question is, what is the
End
big
game.
picture? You know,
Right.
I wanted to know throughout, why was he always volunteering to watch the kids? Yeah, I'll take the kids. Yeah, I'll take the kids. Yeah, I'll take like, what is he up to?
Siphoning off that
You
energy.
know? So it's going to be interesting where they go with that, but ultimately, honestly, that's on the bottom of our list of wanting to know things because things have gotten so much more juicier. You know, Wanda, obviously, like I said, is losing touch throughout the episode. Things started fading out, right? Like
Right.
parts of the apartment, that stork, the bird, showed up again, right? And
Right.
remember when the stork first showed up, she kept trying to use her powers to make it disappear, and it wouldn't disappear.
Yeah.
So
That's because
obviously,
it wasn't in her control.
but she thought she at this point she thinks she's in control of everything.
Right. For
So
sure.
so things started glitching up like left and right. The stairs disappeared. It went back to the old school stairs. The wall disappeared. She fixed up the furniture. The old school TV showed up. Like things are obviously not right. So it's interesting, and I think that she is under a trance,
Mhm.
right? So obviously, but I don't feel like the villain who they finally revealed, is the end all and that's it. I feel like there's more to it, you know.
Right.
Um, so obviously, all at the same time as we're seeing Wanda deal and she's depressed and dealing with everything. Vision, who got in contact with Darcy inside of the hex, and he basically freed her mind so she can speak freely. She started piecing piecing everything together. She said, "Yeah, you died, and this is what happened." And he was like, "Wow," And he's
Mhm.
trying to get back to Wanda,
Mhm.
but then
Something she thinks that Wanda's stopping her from getting to her, but I think now we know it's actually Agatha.
absolutely. So that'll transition us into our next right there, right? So
Some
let me get it
spicy
right here.
stuff.
Agatha revealed, and she's been hidden in plain sight the whole time, right? This is Agatha, right? She basically revealed that she has been in control of things, and she's been manipulating things. She controlled Pietro to knock on her door, and she's basically controlling things. And this is what she looked like in the comics. This is Agatha, and that pendant
Right.
that she has on her neck is something that she's been wearing all along, all along. Now, she revealed that she's been in control all along, and she has the influence of what she's trying to do, right? But also, she's always had purple flowers, right? Purple
Mhm.
flowers in front of her house, right? And
Right.
those purple flowers, and she's another witch, which I've known her from my research to being an ally, but she can also be an enemy in some regard too, to Wanda. She's not just an ally, you know. But so I'm curious where they go with this, right? But she has purple powers, and she has these purple flowers in front of her house. So she basically reveals that in epic fashion that she is in control. She's been controlling things. She reveals it to Wanda. The kids, she was watching the kids, and basically they disappeared. The
Yeah.
kids disappeared. She was like, "Oh, I think they're in the basement." And when she went into the basement, Wanda, that's when she found a bunch of very, very concerning things. In the basement, you have these like, if you can see it here, you have these like purple vines on the walls and everything that are
Right.
fueling it, and purple is her color. She has, and there's actually a meaning behind it, right? But
What is it? What is it? What is it? Spill the beans.
I'm gonna get into that. But before I get into that, because I have the section down, right?
Hmm.
Do you think she's working alone?
It's possible, or we have the big Mephisto theory.
Okay, and people have been throwing out other names as well. You think it's still Mephisto?
It's possible. I have this image that says it might be.
Okay. Yeah, but people can make anything nowadays.
No, I know. It's not. That's not official. That's not official.
But
It's just
it's not
interesting
official.
theory,
But
right?
like on the last episode, I think I still have some of these, right? Um, I have let me see what I got here. Some images with Agatha and Mephisto. So Mephisto is a devil. See, yeah, like this is what he looks like in the comics. Very creepy. You see
Right.
Wanda right behind him. This is him in the comics. He's definitely have been around. Here's Agatha with her pendant, and it's the same way it was in the comics. So she's been hidden in plain sight all along. So it's not surprising to me when she finally revealed it. And
Right.
she's been very, very she's been showing things she's not supposed to see. Wanda's been trying to hide things in front of Agatha. It's like, oh, the kids are growing right before your eyes, but that's okay.
Yeah. She's like, I'm
You knew
tired of
something
hiding shit. Right.
you knew something was gonna happen. I think Agatha is going to be the true villain of the season. There's only 2 episodes left, so I don't think they will introduce anyone else at this point.
I
John,
agree to a certain extent.
I I think there's going to be more. I
Yeah,
think there's
because
going to be more. And yeah, yeah,
no, I think so also because I think the while she may be the main villain of the season, I think the other villain is going to be introduced. That's going to lead into the Doctor Strange into the
yeah,
multiverse of madness. So
definitely. So if you notice here, if you notice on the show, if you remember on the show, they show. Oh man, that's what I wanted to add. Let me see if I can add it really quick.
what a cicada or something.
Yes. So they show the cicada and they show a fly on the wall.
Mhm.
So that basically says, and I believe from my research, I could be wrong, but in the comic book, Mephisto showed up as a fly first,
Oh, that's interesting.
right? So
Yeah, look that up.
give me a second. Give me one
I get
second. So
Mephisto shows.
so I when I noticed it was a cicada, and have you ever encountered a cicada, man?
Me, I've heard them. I've never seen one.
All right, boom. All right, beautiful. I'm glad you said that. Right. So I'm going to, now that I have a house now, man, and I deal with all different types of wildlife, bro. Like, yo, you would think that I'm in the boonies, right? So in
Mhm,
my backyard, I had like a big setup and everything, and it's pretty cool, right? And there
mhm.
was a point where I wasn't using it, and then I went to clean it up, right? And
Right.
bro, in fact, I'm gonna show you. Hold on, let me
Oh, you have
go.
images.
I have an image of this bug, and this bug, I thought it was the bug, but it's not. Oh, I got to download it. My bad. It's not. It's actually the shell of it. So cicadas, they come up
Yeah.
every X amount of years. It's not every year, which is
Right.
creepy as hell. They freaking burrow underground, and then they come out as this bug, and then they completely shed, not skin, their whole body, right?
Uh
So,
huh.
bro, it's creepy as hell, right? So I was cleaning inside there, and I found the bug, and I found out that this is the shell of it, bro. Hold on.
You have it?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on. Damn, I got so many images. I gotta remove some. So give me a
Yeah.
second.
Remove the most recent one.
Um, Just
Yeah, you
think
should
what.
put it up. You put it up now. I remove one.
Let's see. So, bro, just looking at this creeps me out. I look at the eyes. So I grabbed it with tape because I definitely didn't want to touch it. Bro, can you
Oh
see it?
yeah,
This thing
yeah.
is huge, right? It's a big ass bug. It has these creepy ass eyes. So when I saw that scene where it showed the cicada on the wall with those big wings and everything, I said, "Yo, how perfect!" It's symbolic of Mephisto taking the form of something else and watching from behind. Now,
Interesting.
one thing that I see throughout this show, there's Easter eggs nonstop, bro. There's so many things that are so well hidden and placed and everything. It's constant. So I could be wrong. I feel like I should get something if I'm right, but
Give you a high five. There you go.
I agree. I predict it will end with Manifesto in a post-credit scene. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be a part of the episode, and they're going to end it in an epic manner where it's going to be like wow. Because from reading more and more and more about Agatha, she's not one of those people to just be the enemy. That's not just her. She's going to get what she wants, but that's not her angle. But she can be used in a way where she can get something out of it, and then but she's working with somebody else.
Right,
Somebody said that she could be working with Nightmare too. I don't know a bunch about Nightmare.
right.
Do you know about Nightmare?
I know of him, but not a lot of information on Nightmare. There's another character also that has to do with Doctor Strange and Wanda. I think it's called the Dark something. I can't remember what it was,
Okay,
but it's part of the I think House of X storyline.
okay,
So it's interesting.
all right. Um, as I said, when she revealed that she was controlling. In this scene, she's controlling Pietro as he knocked on the door. She's behind him, and you see purple magic right behind him. So
Right.
she came up with her Agatha all
All
along
along.
song, which I don't know if you caught it. Do you know what they were mimicking with their show
No,
with that song?
no.
It was
Sound like
it
the
was
Fairly Odd Parents.
it was the Monsters.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. If you look it up, it's almost exact. The music goes exactly the same. So like, bro, I think they did an awesome job. She doesn't look like much in the beginning, but then she definitely fell into this role. And the song was very catchy. I've been hearing people like, "Yo, that song stuck in my head," you know. But yeah, man, the purple flower. She admitted that she killed the dog. And I killed your dog too.
It's so
So
blatantly, right? She was
yeah,
like,
so
yeah,
so I think that the dog got mixed up in her flowers
yeah,
because those flowers do something to you. But
right.
my question to you is, this goes back. What was this scene about with her and Herb, where he wanted to tell Vision something, and
Well, she
he
was
was like,
controlling him.
but he was cutting into the wall with whatever with the trimmer. What was that about? I don't understand that.
That's when they starting to lose their control. Like whatever witch is controlling someone, I guess at some point if someone has a strong will, they could like break it. And I think he was en route to breaking it, then she snapped him back.
Mhm. Okay.
My
All
theory
right.
could be wrong.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm not certain, but like, it's interesting stuff. So the purple flowers were actually linked to something called the Wondagore Everbloom. Okay,
Okay.
the Wondagore Everbloom. I have it here. According to legends, it is possible for a person to have visions to the future by lying a petal of an everbloom in their tongue. While it is true that it can allow people to see the future, it is required for the essence of the petal to be consumed twice. First after hunger, second after murder. That is to say, to kill and consume an individual or creature who previously ate a petal of the everbloom. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe she killed the dog because the dog got into her flowers and the powers. They had powers. I don't know,
Right.
but but she's been consistent with purple. She's 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 given. I think she gave him flowers that were purple in the beginning. She has flowers outside the house that are purple. It all goes together with each other.
Right. Like an
So
extension of her powers or something.
were you surprised, or what was your reaction when you saw her come out and say, "Hey, it was
Oh,
me"?
I knew from the beginning. I knew from before the show because I read all the stuff prior to the show.
I just didn't know her angle, so I wasn't surprised because that's like I said before, hidden in plain sight. But I didn't know what her angle was. I didn't know what
Yeah,
But
we still
obviously,
don't. We still don't.
we still don't. You're right. So obviously, Wanda has red magic,
Right.
and Agatha has purple magic. Right?
What do you think the significance of the colors are?
I don't know. Maybe it just gives you an idea of who's controlling what, whose
Okay.
powers are involved. It tells you right then and there. They're both witches. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more soon.
Right.
But it's definitely very interesting, man, and I'm enjoying it. So let me see how many Easter eggs I have. I have just a few. I wanted to give a shout out to this YouTuber, and his page is called New Rock Stars. So you
Mhm.
can subscribe if you like. He is very charismatic, and he gives great breakdowns, and he's very knowledgeable. So a lot of my Easter egg stuff, it's him schooling me. Now I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert, and I'm not gonna try to regurgitate all the stuff that he shares because he goes deep. He goes deep, but there's a lot of really cool things that I just, man, it makes me admire this show so much more. For example, there was a scene where the kids are playing a game. You remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. The kids are playing games on a controller, but remember things started glitching out. So the controller goes from Wii remotes to a GameCube controller.
Yeah, kind of
Then
like
it
going
goes
back in
to
time.
then it goes to an Atari. Then it went to Uno cards.
Right.
Right? Uno was played by a young Monica Rambeau with her scroll friend.
Right.
Right? One of the things that John Woo wrote on the board is, are scrolls involved? Right? So things are
Yeah.
connected, and I just really appreciated the way they stay true to the script, how they're connecting with a whole nother movie. That's pretty cool. The thought that they put into this is pretty deep, right? You still with me?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So the design on the blanket that she's laying in, there's a scene where you see her in bed and she's like still in her costume, right?
Right.
To the normal eye, you're just looking past it. You're just looking at Wanda. She's
Nah, I
depressed.
caught that shit. I caught it.
What did you catch?
The hex designs and the blankets.
Yeah. So the design
Yeah.
of the blanket and the pillows are a hexagon. Now, if you notice, the pillow on the side of her where Vision's supposed to be sleeping is a hexagon, but hers is not. Right? So the design of the blanket pillows are hexagon, but on her pillows, there's no shapes of hexagon, almost saying that she's draping herself in the hex for comfort or sanity to escape her reality. It's deep,
Right.
right? It's deep that she's wrapping herself in a black blanket with those shapes, right? Symbolizing how she's basically just protecting her sanity, protecting her well-being, by hiding in this sanity. Also, there was a radio station. So when she was making the breakfast, they basically called themselves WNDA for Wanda.
Right.
So while she's making breakfast, so the radio mentions that he hopes the little ghost made it home safely, almost saying that these kids are lost souls in the hex. Like it's very curious. This has been people have been trying to guess this. Like, where are these kids? Do they belong somewhere? And so on and so on. So also on the milk, there was a picture of a lost kid.
I wonder who
Okay,
that is, though. It kind of looks like the
but
hair is too shaded. Do you know of any character
I
that has
don't
a
think
too
it's
shaded
any.
hair?
I don't think it's anyone specifically that we know, but it's basically saying that in this hex, it's full of people who are lost souls. I don't know if they're dead already, but things aren't what they seem. So like, there's a lot of very slick, subtle things that they're showing you over here. Let me see what. Do you guys think Agatha will be a character that transitions into the films, or do you think she will just be in the show like Agents of Shield? Oh, that's a good question.
I like that question a lot actually because she would be the first one to transition from the silver screen to the big screen. They've been doing a lot of transitions from the big screen to the silver screen, but nobody from the small screen has really made it to the big screen.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, and open up the doors for bringing over actors like the people who play Daredevil and
I would like to see it. I would like
yeah,
to see it. I think her character is interesting enough. It all depends on the character. Like, for example, nah, I can't use that example. But I think Agatha is her character is deep enough where you could bring her into the movies and
for sure.
her story whole weight. Especially if she's teaming up with someone. Or listen, magic is pretty incredible, right? This is not just
Right.
a character. This is a character that has powers that can control people, that can control things, right? Why wouldn't we want to see that on the screen? You know. So
Man, if she's anything near as powerful as Wanda, man, that's very,
they're
that's
both supposed
substantial.
to be the same, right? Like pretty much
I don't
neutral.
know. I know Wanda's power is ridiculous, man. She's on some next level shit.
Okay. All right. So also another Easter egg. So the cereal box was like glitching out, and if you notice, it turned to a clown cereal box, almost
Right.
mirroring what happened in the Hex. How it pulled in all these agents and turned them into clowns. So
What do you think the
basically,
significance of that is, though, with the whole clown thing? What do you think that?
the writing is on the wall. She's not in control of everything, and it's just basically saying it's mirroring what's happening in the Hex and basically showing her that she's not in control. Which is basically what Agatha told her. Like, hey, listen, you thought you want to control everything. You're not the only witch. You know,
Right.
you're not the only one. So pretty
So you
cool.
think? Do you think that when Wanda created the hex, that she trapped Agnetha in there by mistake, and then Agnetha, it's just a side effect of she just got caught in the crossfire, and now she's trying to put pieces together and see what's going on.
Bro, from the beginning, this is where I felt this way. I'm pretty sure most people did. A grieving Wanda picked, kidnapped, I don't know, his corpse, right?
Right.
And then created this world so she can protect him and live in happiness because she's in love with him, right?
Yeah.
But is it part of a bigger plan that basically put her in there and made her think that she was in control when other people were trying to get other things? For example, the kids came out of nowhere, right? The
They
kids,
came
there
out of
was no,
Wanda.
yeah, there was none of that, right?
That we
Especially
saw
since
on
he's
screen.
especially since he's a robot, he doesn't have any attachments, right?
He can make one, man.
You're right, he could, but so she was just pregnant, and from the research, I realized that part of Mephisto's soul are kids, are those two kids. So somehow those kids are part of him, and if you notice, those kids are being used as pawns to her,
Right.
right? So listen, man, I don't know all the answers, but I can see the connections. Now they're gonna connect these things, and we're gonna be like mind blown. But it's interesting. It's interesting as hell.
Right.
Were you a fan of the commercials?
At first, I was confused because I didn't do the research. I was like, "Are they fucking giving commercials on Disney Plus?" That was my initial
Yeah,
response, right?
yeah,
And then I realized they weren't actual real commercials for any real products that we can purchase in the real world.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I think they're
Listen,
interesting.
listen, watch the damn episode, bro. I talked about it in the last episode. I break
Right.
down a bunch of the commercials, but in this episode they talk about Nexus, and it's like a depression drug, right?
Mhm.
And I think the meaning behind it is that the meaning of the word Nexus is a being that can survive in different worlds,
Mhm.
right? It's a greater being that lives in all,
Powerful
a very powerful being that lives in is able to live in all these different worlds. And Wanda is obviously a Nexus being,
for
right?
sure.
So it was symbolic that she was excuse me, she was depressed and she was going through everything, and she's a Nexus being. So they're basically giving you planting a seed on her being a Nexus being and going into the next step, hence bringing in the multiverse of madness.
Yeah. What
Doctor
if she's
Strange.
yeah, just like in Doctor Strange, but they open up the level for Dormammu? Is she opening up the door for Mephisto to,
That's a good point. That's a good point. But bro, it's definitely getting juicy, man. And
2 more episodes left, man? And I hope they make them an hour long each.
I didn't realize this one was that short. I,
37 minutes.
bro, I was so into it. I was like, so maybe I think that I read that the last two episodes, and I assumed that this episode was going to be longer. But yeah, we got two more episodes left, man. And man, it's been a lot of fun, and it's definitely conjured up a bunch of thoughts and questions. And hey, if you have
Makes you
any
think.
questions, man, shoot them our way. I'll do some research, try to get those questions answered. I love it, man, because as I have questions, I write them down, and
Right.
and they're not without merit. Most of the times, they are leading you somewhere, you know. And a lot of the stuff is subliminal, whether it be the Strucker watch, what that symbolizes, whether it be the
Toast made by Stark Industries.
by Stark Industries. You have the Hydra soap, which references another movie. You have the Lagos brand, right? All this stuff you got over here, your baby,
Yeah.
yogurt, right?
Uh-huh.
All this stuff
What was
is
it called? Yo baby?
what's it called? Yo magic.
Oh, I'm about to say that'll be interesting as hell because he never got the yogurt open. So he really wanted it, but he ended up dying trying to get access to something that he can't get to. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think everything has been basically just pushing us in the direction of, hey, just as much as you think Wanda's in control, she is.
Right.
So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Do you think Vision can survive outside of the hex?
I do not think so, man. I think what happened was that they were trying to find a way to bring him back to life. I'm not sure if there is a way or if they have the technology to do so, but if they do, it'll be interesting to have him alive without the Infinity Stone. So
Hmm.
I think he's just reanimated by the grace of Wanda right now. But as soon as, she's either out of the picture or decides, it's no longer a thing, that's it.
Whose storyline are you most interested in? Right here.
Um, okay, I think I want to see Monica Rambeau's play out because it's new and juicy, and I want to see how she holds up against some of the bigger villains. How she holds up. I would like to see her go toe to toe with Scarlet Witch and with Agatha, because I'm pretty sure like at first you're gonna have to team up against her because she's very very powerful. So
I feel like they're leading towards a big face-off
I
between
hope so.
Agatha, Mephisto, Vision, Monica, and Wanda. So 3-on-2.
Yeah, let's see
That'll
what
be
happens.
that'll
It'll
be
be
fun,
interesting.
man. That'll be a
Yeah.
lot of fun, man. I'm excited. I'm a fan, and I hope you guys are too, man. And
Oh yeah.
don't be intimidated to jump on the show, man. I mean, with so many with the episodes that have passed, that you have an edge to not have to wait a week to get information. So
Right.
if you catch up now, and there's not a lot of episodes, you can have the ability to really understand things a lot quicker than all the rest of us while we were going through it.
For sure. For
You know.
sure.
So, are there any questions you wanna, you know, that you want to see, that you want to ask? Anything that you want to see in the foreseeable future for the MCU?
The only question is, can we fast forward time and get to the good stuff, man? Let's get
So,
to the good stuff. The
question:
next couple.
Do you understand the relevance when the son goes to Agnes while she was watching him, and he goes, You're quiet, Agnes, on the inside." What did
Yeah,
he mean by that?
I think he meant that he can't read her mind, and there's a reason for that. What that reason is,
Ah,
I don't know.
very, very well. That's very on point. Yeah, I can see that.
And the fact that she is a witch, she could probably block his ability to do that.
What are his powers? To basically just read the mind.
Yeah, he's like a
He's very
telepath.
he's a telepath, so he was able to see his father hurting,
Yeah,
right?
that's what he meant when he was at home. He was saying that everything's so noisy. It's because he can hear literally everybody's thought. Think Professor X.
Hmm. Okay. And the other brother?
He's speed. He's fast. He's just like her his uncle.
Okay, got it. His fake uncle.
Yeah, his real uncle too, because his real uncle, the one that died, was a
No,
speedster.
I know. She
Yeah,
also says in the episode, "That's not your real uncle," like basically
yeah,
saying he's controlled by somebody else.
yeah,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
man. Hey guys, thank you for checking in. Hey, we want to hear your questions inside of the room. I'm constantly posting little tidbits of what could be, or little things to stir the curiosity, or pieces of information, or comic book information. Man, there's so much of it, man. So, I try to keep you guys entertained with that. I thank you guys for being involved. But yeah, that's basically it. What do you think, Rick? You wanna? What do you guys want? Do you want us to do a review of the next episode next week, or do you want us to let the two episodes finish and then us do a review, and then we'll do an episode of something else next week? I'll let you guys decide what
We'll
we
put
do.
up a poll. We'll put up a poll. What do you want to see next?
Yeah, do you want to
Inshallah.
see two more episodes of WandaVision review, or do you want to see the last season finale where we talk about the last two episodes, and then next week we basically talk about something else?
Yeah,
Uh,
Dan, you should have jumped on, man. We had extra slot.
what did he choose?
I don't know. He didn't say. He just.
He he just said, "I'm here."
Yeah, I put the link up. You could have jumped in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, Dan. We definitely enjoyed having you last episode. You're always welcome to join us, especially since you are a big fan and you're so
Very
knowledgeable.
insightful. You brought in some
You
very,
know,
very good pointers,
I
man. I
love
enjoyed watching it.
I love interactive fans that basically, even if you don't have the answers, ask the questions, man.
Yeah.
Ask the questions, man. It stirs the pot. It stirs up conversations. It's cool, man. It's fun. This show is definitely he tried to put it. Yeah. So things are definitely getting interesting, man. I'm looking forward to where we're going. I'll let you guys decide what we do next week. And I guess if there's anything else you want to add, Rick.
No, man. You guys rock, man. Thanks for rocking with us every week, and hopefully we continue making great content for you guys to enjoy. It's an interactive platform so when we're live, man, we throw the link up out there so you guys can definitely join us and have these conversations, man. We love to interact with you guys and hear your thoughts, not just in the comments section. You guys can join us actually live. So every time we jump on, we throw the link up out there. Do not hesitate to join.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Dan said that. Thank you. Think you guys should continue to review the episodes, which I'm definitely down for.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to reach the cold realization.
Of the end.
Wanda is going to take a break. We're going to leave us on a cliffhanger, and then we got to wait until the next one.
Well, you're gonna have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Maybe we could jump on that bad boy.
Absolutely, but we're doing weekly episodes. So, what show do we jump on next? Do we go back to reviewing movies?
We'll figure it out as we go, man.
Focus on themes. Hey guys, we want to hear what you guys think. So, if it's jump on this show, preferably a show that's current and happening. It's cool to talk about it every week to bring it up because unfortunately, if you pick an older type of show, people have different curves. I've watched it all. I've watched a piece of it. There's a lot of stuff to catch up on. That takes time. But if it's something that's current, we can all follow episode
Same
by
time,
episode,
right?
week by week. So I gotta see what else is out there that's current, and maybe we can do another review on another show that's just as interactive and intriguing. But
yeah, my wife just watched a show called Behind Her Eyes, which had a really interesting ending. So it's one of those holy shit endings. And then you thought that was it, and it was like double holy shit, Batman.
Okay, hey,
pretty good.
Text me that. I'll look into it. Smitty constantly recommends American Gods, and because he mentioned that, I caught the first episode.
It's good.
Have you seen it?
No, I want to. I've been wanting to.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yo, it's a huge mindfuck, bro. It's so abstract, and I know they're going in a direction with it so symbolic that I was like Julia was asking me questions. I was like, I can't give you any answers. I'm still figuring this out. Now again, my time is limited. I have to make time for WandaVision. I have to do research. I gotta be a daddy. I gotta go to work. I gotta do all these different things. So I mentioned American Gods is a great show I would like to talk about, but I'm way behind. Like I'm watching episode 1.
How many episodes? How many seasons?
It's like 4 seasons, something like that. 3, 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Someone wrote that they want to read the American God book. I didn't know there was a book. But yeah, man, I think a lot of the best content comes from books. You
That was
know.
your lady.
Oh, hey, babe. Yeah, she's definitely. She's with
Did
WandaVision. She's intrigued because
she
she's
buy you
able.
those grills?
She's what?
Did she buy you those grills?
There's definitely a glitch.
In the
The camera
Matrix. There's a
doesn't
glitch in
like
the
it
Matrix.
doesn't like my teeth. Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, she said before watching, I need more notes before diving in. And
For sure.
a show is successful by making you want to find out more about it. So I am sexy. Thank you. So yeah, man. So we definitely got to figure things out, or maybe we can do a poll. Um,
And also, Dan, if you're available next week, man, definitely jump on, man. You have a lot of insight. You seem passionate about the stuff, so I really enjoyed hearing your stuff. So join us next week if you're
listen,
available.
all I'm saying is, if you're gonna come on the show, you better wear a superhero outfit, man.
Or spandex for sure.
Superheroes dress in spandex. So I want the whole. Don't wear it up top and not down low because we're on camera. Like
That's what I got boxes right now, so nobody
your
knows.
business up top.
Yeah, that's the state of the world we're in today, bro. Like people only see the top half; they don't even see what's going on down here.
Oh, this is the meeting. Meanwhile they're all there in
It's
person.
like,
This is in a video call. Yeah, yeah. So hey guys, thank you once again. We
yeah, man.
appreciate you. We love you. I enjoy the interaction. Keep it going. Dan was the Marvel. What he read?
I'm
He
telling you,
said
man. He
Dan was the
definitely for
Marvel
sure.
fucking guru last week. Bring him back.
There you
Agreed.
go. You got
Yep.
a
Very
fan
good.
base
Look at
there,
you got a
bro.
fan base. Haha. I'll see if I can dig out the old Spider-Man suit. Yeah, I want you to talk in Spider-Man isms. I don't know certain Spider-Manism comments, but you'll figure it out. I know he was a big fan growing up of the mask, so maybe he can pull out the mask. But
Yeah, you know what you need to post? You need to post that video of when we went to go see Deadpool. Post that in the group chat.
I don't think they're ready, but I think I might do it.
Yeah, do it. Let them know how we used to roll, man. When we used to go see the movies, bro. That's a dope
Listen,
video.
a little food for thought, people. I'm definitely a fan. Like I've constantly mentioned, I'm a casual fan. I don't know everything about the comic books, but I enjoy it. So I'll tell you if I don't like certain things. I've told you this, what I don't like about Thor, what I don't like about certain environments and worlds and something like that, right?
Yeah,
But hey, it's great to have your very close friends, man, just as enthusiastic. And we went to go
passionate.
see Deadpool, one of the movies straight after work. We worked the midnights, and I came up with the idea of us all buying Deadpool masks and wearing it to the theater. So, in order to get to the theater, we have to take the train. So, some of us cheated and took a car. I'm not going to mention anybody, but I, along with a bunch of other people, got on the train rush hour with Deadpool masks on. And I even have those pictures of all of us on the train rocking Deadpool masks. And what's funny is that, like, my boy Jose Aya, right, was on the train, like, as if nothing, like, holding on with a serious face with the mask on with his regular clothes. And you just see people behind him, like, right? And he's just like, just a fat Deadpool on the train. That's it, right? And
Yeah,
then then we basically took pictures and we had someone take a video of us, and the video is of us all walking, then running into the camera. And of course, Rick decided to go next level
of
and take
course.
his Deadpool character to the next level. So I will let you guys decipher which one of us Rick is. Okay. So that's for next week. It's a little fun Marvel tidbit. Maybe we can tag them and see if they can acknowledge how retarded you are or special you are. Excuse the term.
Special. I like the term special.
Special. Special. You are special.
I think so.
You know? But hey guys, thank you once again. On to the next one. Remember, do what you love, man.
I love what you do, man. Take care. See you guys next week. Dan, hopefully you can join us.
Yeah, we'll talk later, man. Peace.